Hi, welcome to Pepper's Web TV once again. Today we have a guest with us, Randy O'Brien. He is a poet as well as a musician, but right now he's going to tell us a little bit about his most recent publication.
Hi Mo.
How you doing?
Not bad.
Well,
you might
want to start again?
Start that again. Sorry about that.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a better lead-in this time. Okay, don't worry.
That was just.
That was somebody who didn't do their homework. That's like.
Just blah.
And you are Randy.
Okay, a little bit closer. I think. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll just keep it rolling.
Sure.
Okay. Action.
Hi, welcome to Pepper's Web TV. Today on the show we have poet Randy O'Brien. Now Randy has a recent publication out entitled
My Epitaph Volume One. I don't know when I will be able to write Volume 2 because Volume 1 took quite a long time. However, it's nice to be here, Mo. Thanks for inviting me. I don't know, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, obviously we'll talk about maybe some selections out of your book, My Epitaph. If you have any favorites that you'd like to...
Well, actually, all of them are my favorites. But just to start with, there's one here that sort of encompasses everything, that takes the whole...
That's fine.
All right. This one is titled Life. I'll just read it for you quickly. It was difficult but rewarding, interesting, though too often sad. I was sometimes wise, though not seldom foolish. There were good times, and then there were bad. Moments of regret, sweetened with some of joy, all serving to make it real. And although I never reached the crest, the pinnacle for which I strove, I can still say that I truly lived. I captured every feeling that there was. I lived life to its fullest. One can't ask for more.
That's great. Well, that sounds good. If the rest of the publication sounds like that, it sounds like I've actually read a little bit of it, and it is good. It is good work, and it'd be worth checking out. What would inspire like a poem like that? Where would you get that idea from for that one?
Tell you the truth, Mo, I can't remember why I wrote it or when I wrote it. I know I wrote it sometime, and I guess it's just life, you know, my experiences, you know. I lived a long life, is what rewarding. Obviously, I made mistakes. There were good times and all this other stuff, you know. So it's just putting everything into a little capsule form.
Well, a lot of your experiences, like you were born in
Sweet Tobago, God's little acre paradise on earth. Don't know why I left, but here I am in Canada.
Putting it in Toronto.
put a plug in for Toronto.
Actually putting the book together, because that's kind of, that's
okay. Sure.
That whole process.
Okay. Do you have any advice for other poets who are looking at taking the big step and making their own publication?
Well, Mo, the only way I know to do things is if you want to do it, you get up and do it.
Yes.
That's what I did, you know, because I don't like rejections, too many rejections. So I decided I wanted to do it, got some help, and I just went along and did it.
Any regrets? Is there anything that you'd like to pass on to somebody who's about to write their own poetry and publish it? Anything like that you'd like to pass on? Any advice?
No, all I've got to say to them is just, you want to do it, persevere, spend the time. It's not easy. The old people have a saying that anything worth doing is worth doing well, so you might as well just buckle down and do it, because nothing happens right off the top. You know, you got to work at it.
What are your views on putting your work up on your own website?
Well, I intend to do that eventually. Just right now, I've been busy with other stuff, you know, and it takes a while, and to do it properly anyhow, you know. So within the next year or so, I should have my own website up when I have more stuff to offer, because I have other things in the works, but right now this is my main thing.
So everybody get the spelling right, Randy O'Brien, so you can check your search engines in about a year from now, and you'll find out his new website. I know that you know, it's a bit off the beaten path here, but some of your music, what would you describe your music as, your musical background?
I don't know, my musical background, what? It's sort of varied. You know, I like all types of music. You know, mostly the old retro stuff, what the young people call retro. You know.
That's what, about 1985?
Even before that. Even before 1985.
I guess it is now.
Yeah, you know. I like some reggae and the old soul and some good calypso, soca. You know.
It's great.
Some of the old glam rock. I'm a glam rock person, not the grunge and that sort of stuff.
Are you a Bowie fan?
Some Bowie, more like Kiss and those other boys, you know.
What instrument do you play? Can you ask that?
Sure. Well, what instrument do you favor the most?
I play a little keyboards, mostly keyboards. You know, I'm not the greatest, but I try.
Programming and stuff like that, of course.
Yeah, some of it, although personally I like the music live. I prefer it live, you know. Don't like too much computerized stuff because it tends to get a little bit, how to put it, non-human, if you want to call it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
It just comes out a little too mechanical for my liking anyway. But I guess a marriage, a good marriage, you know, if you have both of them, a little some synthesizers and some drum programming, but most of the stuff I much prefer to be live if I can.
Okay, I think we got a bit of content, or is there anything else you want me to ask?
Get another reading, and then a close.
Sure, yeah, okay. Maybe if we can get you to read another one of your favorites, if you can
Okay.
pick one. Like I'm.
There's this
I
one.
know they're
here.
all your favorites. But
Yeah, true. But there's one here that I sort of think comes to bear with what's happening nowadays, you know, at least the way I see it. It's called Who's to Blame? Who's to blame when our children cause us shame? I say, who's at fault when so many end up in court? Don't blame the tube or the video arcade. Parents, take a look at yourself, then at the world we created. Everything's moving so fast. Instant gratification is the name of the game. We have forgotten the values our parents taught us in a headlong rush for material wealth and fame. The kids of today have no solid foundation. Family, church, and school no longer lead the way. Now it's peer pressure, follow the leader, and some new senseless fad each day. Some say it's society's fault, and I agree. But who shapes society? Simply parents like you and me. 3/4 of the world live in poverty, but we, the righteous fat cats, refuse to share. We preach peace and love while brothers kill each other over money, race, and creed. What else can we expect from our children if we practice anger, hate, and greed? They've lost all sense of trust or faith in us and see us clearly as the hypocrites we are. It's a noble ideal to make life easier for our children, but at what price? No manners, no respect for each other, poor education, huge financial debts, with giant selfish egos like predatory pets. We've got to slow down and spend more quality time with them. We've got to stop destroying our beautiful world, where some species of life becomes extinct each and every day. If we don't, our number will eventually play, and the human race will be a thing of the past. Believe me, unless we change our wicked ways, the next generation may just be our last.
it definitely is a little controversial. Some heavy thoughts in that.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, more, because if you look around, it's exactly what's happening, everything
Oh,
is
yes, there's a lot of truth to that
speed and
poem.
speed, and nobody cares
Very
about
well put.
anybody again. Latest thing you say anything to anybody is, who cares? So,
Very well put. Actually, it is very relevant to today. Okay. Thanks for joining us, Pepper's Web TV, Randy O'Brien. It's great to have you on. Hope to have you back.
thank you very much, Mo, for having me. Okay, people, remember you're watching Pepper's Web TV. Just keep watching. You'll see lots of good stuff here.